What is up, everybody? I've got a little bit of a delay today. I want to thank everybody for jumping on our third episode of Meet the Local Experts. I've got a really cool episode today. If you could see off to the side here, wrong side, I'm trying to figure out the reverse. You could see a green screen I've been messing with. So my camera was causing me fits. So we jumped on about 3 minutes late. But anyway, I'm not going to waste any of my guests' time today, but we've got a really cool guest. But real quick, if you don't know who I am, JVIX, JVI Mobile Marketing, and the How To Agency. We help small business owners with their online marketing efforts. And sometimes we run into tech issues too. So today I've got a little bit of a delay, and hopefully that clears itself up. But anyway, so if my lips are moving and it looks a little like Milli Vanilli, I apologize. Again, I'm having some camera issues. But without further ado, I'm going to bring up today's guest. He's a good friend of mine. His name is Rob Leonard, and he's with the Insurance Coach in Greensboro. Rob, how are you?
I'm doing great, Jay. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So today we're going to talk a little bit about you, what you do, and do you see a little bit of a delay coming out of my lips?
I do.
Little lag.
I do. Manil. Yeah. Millie.
All right. Well, we're going to make it through Milli Vanilli style, and hopefully it doesn't look too terrible on the replay. If not, maybe we'll have a second interview. But anyway, listen, thanks for coming on. You run a business called The Insurance Coach, and just wanted to ask you a few questions and let people get to know a little bit about you today. But first, tell me a little bit about yourself and your background and where you grew up.
Okay. I grew up here in Greensboro. I actually grew up on Latham Road. And ironically enough, my wife and I live in a house that's right across the street from the house I grew up in. I then went off to school in high school, returned back to North Carolina, and went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And that's pretty much how I got started. And that's where I'm from, actually from Greensboro from a long time ago.
Very cool. Well, I want to jump right into it. I apologize for the tech issues that we had at the beginning. But so you have a really interesting business, and I've gotten to learn a little bit about it over time. But tell me, how did you get into the insurance business?
Like so many other people, Jay, totally by accident. I was in grad school. I started a business, did something totally unrelated. I designed displays for Black & Decker and 3M for a home center chain. That home center chain was the second largest in the country. Then Kmart bought them and closed them all down. So there I was without a job. I had a stepbrother that was in the insurance business, and he invited me to come along and work with him. And that's how I wound up getting into the insurance industry. And, initially it was a way to survive, but actually as I got into it, I found that I love working with people and I love being able to provide solutions. And the more you know, the more you're able to help. So I totally enjoy it now, whereas initially I'm not so sure I did.
Okay, well, that kind of brings up my next question then. So, and maybe this is a little bit of a better question, but how have you noticed that the whole industry has changed over time, and how have you been able to stay in the industry, stay in this business?
That's a great question. The funny story is the way I'm able to stay in this business is that after going to work with my brother-in-law, one of the managers said, let's go work for ourselves. Grass is always greener, right? So we went out on our own, and we were about 1 month away from calling it quits. We were just out of money, out of time. The rent was coming due. And this lady called us. She had the wrong number. She was looking for an agent in High Point. And I looked for the phone of this guy, could not find it, and happened to mention to the lady who called, and I said, my partner and I are both insurance agents. We could come down and see you. Well, we wound up getting her a youth life policy, which she had not been able to get with some health conditions. We got her annuity for one of her kids. We got her long-term care. And by the time we were finished with her, other business went, and we survived. That's the short answer to that, Jay. As far as how it's changed, you know, the way it's changed is that, healthcare commissions are constantly dropping, and a lot of it's become more government regulated in the sense that med programs have come into being. Great products, by the way. Healthcare, the ACA, Obamacare, as a lot of people refer to it, has greatly changed the market. So what we try to do, a couple of different strategies. You diversify, or you can really concentrate on an area that you think is going to be strong, because we've seen a lot of changes, and I think most of them are for the best.
Oh, looks like we might have gotten a little bit frozen.
Jay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got frozen for a second. I might turn my cam off for a minute. Hang on one second. I'm gonna just try to fix this problem that I've been having here. Let's see what happens here. Okay, that may fix the issue. And let's go to standard definition, and hopefully it keeps me up. And hope up now. Okay, you're probably just going to have my audio, so I apologize for you not being able to see me, but my audio should be in real time right now with you, and I apologize, but I want the people that are watching this to get the best experience possible.
Okay.
All right, well, let me, I kind of missed the end of the last little bit there, but tell me a little bit about your business is unique in the fact, and I have a ticker scrolling at the bottom of the screen where your services are actually free to the end user, the people you help in a sense. And your business concept is very cool.
Sure,
I've always thought it was very cool, the insurance coach. So how long have you been working as the insurance coach?
Right. Well, the way that we wound up becoming the insurance coach was fairly circumstantial, but it was one of the best things I ever did. And well, what's in a name change? Well, it was a perspective change, really. My former business partner left and went to work for Nationwide, where they offered him a salary at one straight commission. I went out, decided that I couldn't really keep the office that we had, so I moved my office. And at the same time, I was kind of thinking, is this really what I want to continue to do? And my wife said something interesting. She goes, I want you to think about what you enjoy about what you do and focus on that, and don't worry about anything else. And I thought that was so simple, but it was so profound to me, because what I do enjoy and helping people do is to determine what their needs are and finding that right product or solution that's going to work the best for them. I don't enjoy the sales aspect of it. I don't always enjoy working with the insurance companies, but I do enjoy my clients. And what I found was that kind of lined up with what I do in my spare time. Back in the day, I was a lacrosse player at University of North Carolina, and I wound up, when I came back, coaching youth lacrosse here in Greensboro, and actually became the director at one point, and then I still sit on the Triad Youth Lacrosse Association board. I decided to take my love of coaching to what I like about my job in born. And I mean by that, now it's kind of a slow way to grow a business, but instead of going out and trying to chase business, we've been in it long enough. It's all referral. What we focus on is the most knowledgeable and having the ability to guide people to get where they need to be as far as finding the right products. Every situation is different, and there's a lot of confusion about, like, for example, Medicare products. People get overwhelmed. And what we've tried to do is become a one-stop shop for people. You want to talk about your Medicare? We have all the companies. Ours are free to our clients. They just come in, and we're going to sit down with them, look at their doctors, medications, conditions, and show them which products are going to be best for them. So that's kind of what we did in changing the name. That's how our business has kind of changed over the years. And I enjoy that because I really don't enjoy sales, and I don't enjoy the bureaucracy that you run into sometimes with the insurance companies. But it really did pay off to change the name of our company.
Awesome. Um, so that kind of brings me right into my next question. I know you mentioned Medicare, and I noticed that know that you had talked about not all plans being the same. And I imagine I'm still 20 years away from turning 65. I'm 44. Both of my parents are over 65, and as far as I know, they're both on Medicare. But one of the things that it seems like people talk about is how confusing it is, how their mailboxes are full of junk, and how, not just junk, but like solicitations, and that there's all this information, and everything I see on TV, there's part A, B, C, D. It's like part alphabet. Like you have all these different sections. So tell me a little bit about what I know you work a lot with Medicare, but let's talk about what your agency does specifically. Maybe you on the Medicare side, and I know you have a partner in the life insurance side. So talk about your agency specifically and how you help navigate people through that mess.
Sure. Jay, that's a great question too. You're right. People, there are all these ads, and people go, "Are all plans the same?" No, they're not. We're specifically, I'm talking about Medicare Advantage plans that you see the ads for, get all the mail for in the fall. And those plans, they do differ. And they all get paid. Basically, what the Medicare is, it's a privatization of Medicare, and they brought in the insurance companies to take the risk away from the government of somebody going in the hospital and having a situation where they might be in intensive care for a couple of months, and then or somebody getting cancer or those very expensive illnesses. And what they do is they pay usually between $800 and $1,000 a month to the insurance companies to take care of each person on their plan. And what companies do is they found that it's healthy, and that's good for you because by doing that, they give you things like a copay to go see your primary care, and it's a $0 copay. It doesn't cost you anything to go see your primary care doctor. Why? Because they want you to get checked out. They want to make sure you do preventative health. And the other thing they do is they provide gym membership. Most of them do. A lot of them provide some dental and vision because that's important to your overall health as well. So what we find is that the companies and what the company needs and what you need line up very nicely in the sense the company wants to keep you healthy because it's cheaper. You want to stay healthy and you get better benefits. And a lot of people, when they're coming off of a under 65 or a group plan, and they look at Medicare, they go, "Wow, this is great," and it really is. And there's not that there's a bad Medicare Advantage plan or Medicare supplement plan out there. It's just you need to be careful in choosing to make sure you get the one that's going to work the best for you, because some companies may provide you with more money for dental, but less money to cover your copays at the hospital. So if you don't need the dental and you want to use it to have lower copays, then you ought to go with the one that offers lower copays for the hospital. Some offer, you know, things that you might not even use, like rides to and from the doctor, or the
Hmm.
help up on and I can't get up pendant. One of the companies offers both of those things, and they're great things, but only for certain people, because somebody younger that doesn't require those. Remember, all the companies are getting paid the same thing. So what they give you in one area, they're not going to be able to provide in others. So maybe you ought to look at a different company. And the medications are the other determining factor. So those are some of the things we do. And also we help people when they first turn 65 to navigate what they need to do to get their Medicare card. People just coming off of group coverage. If they don't have Part B already, how to get that Part B. We can usually take care of that fairly quickly for them. And it is a little confusing. But we've been doing this a lot of years, and basically, if somebody wants to come see us, we can take care of all that for them, and then we can help them select the right plan.
That is so cool. One of the things that when you were talking that made me think of is that if you're under 65 and you're on a group plan or you're working for a company, a lot of companies now are incentivizing people to be in good health, like getting screening or taking these steps or joining a gym or offering gym memberships or building gyms to keep people healthy. Free visits with nutritionists or things like that, because it does reduce their costs on the private side. So it makes sense that when you get on these plans, that the healthier they can keep people, the cheaper it is, versus the other way around. So I think that's fascinating. And now you have a partner too that does some life insurance stuff.
I do. I have a partner, Jim Addington. Jim came from from an insurance company out in the Midwest, and Jim has all the credentials that one would want in an insurance agent as his MBA. And Jim is a sharp guy. What I like about Jim is coming from the insurance side of things, or from the company side of things, is when we get a client who has a health problem and they need a life insurance policy to pay taxes on their estate or whatever it may be, Jim knows where to go based on that person's health condition to get them qualified so that they can get insurance. And he does that with people who've been turned down previously for insurance policies. And a lot of it's just a matter of knowing what companies will accept what risk. And that's
Cool.
something Jim does very well.
Yeah, I will say personally, I have worked with Jim, and the experience was wonderful. I would recommend you and Jim to anyone I know. You guys are always honest and shoot straight with your answers, and I'm glad to know you and gotten to be friends with you guys over time. I have a ticker at the bottom of the screen that talks about your phone numbers and your cell phone. Is there any other way that you want to tell people to get a hold of you, or any final words that you want to add?
Sure. If you're overwhelmed or confused by all the hoopla that comes up at open enrollment, either over Medicare or even healthcare, we'll help you with that. We try not to delve into that too much, but we are very knowledgeable in both those areas. We'll be more than happy to help you answer any questions you have, or to even help you select a product. So people can either go to our website, theinsurancecoach.com. They can call our office at 336-740-9816, or they can even call my cell at 336-987-7015. Jay, thank you so much for having us on. I know that we had some technical difficulties. I don't know if everything came through clearly, because I know I had a little trouble hearing you, but thank you so much for doing this. And if for some reason it didn't take, then we can try again.
Yeah, so we streamed it live. We had a couple of viewers through the whole through the thing. There was a few popping in and popping out from time to time. I don't know. We'll see on the playback how it looks. But if we want to do it again, it would be a pleasure. But I can't wait till I can see you in person again with this whole mess. I haven't been able to see any of my business colleagues and friends, but thanks for coming on and doing this. And I apologize for the technical difficulties myself, but if anyone needs to get a hold of Rob, I've got the website now at the bottom, theinsurancecoach.com. We've got his cell phone is 336-987-7015, and the office is 336-740-9816. Rob, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it.